Those crazy Danish. A Beomaster 1500 from Bang & Olufsen. B&O have an unusual reputation among some hi-fi enthusiasts. Some of them label them as a company whose main concern is aesthetic design, with the audio quality very much a secondary consideration. I say some audio enthusiasts, as there are a group that recognise some B&O models as worthwhile, notable hi-fi units, which is a long-winded way of saying that this Beomaster 1500 receiver is a quality B&O unit. Okay, some details. The Beomaster 1500 was produced from 1978 onwards. Its production run lasted for 2 years and finished in 1980. It was the smallest model in a group of 3. There was the Beomaster 2700, or was that 2200? One or the other. And the Beomaster 4400, which was top of the line. There are many deviations of each model. Some came with record players, some with tape recorders, some with both. Among those different versions, they looked different to each other. They followed different design themes, but under the skin they shared a lot of common technology. They all gave good performance and value. The design is by, I don't know how you pronounce it, Jacob Jensen, Jacob Jensen, one or the other. He's a notable designer, and he was responsible for some of the designs during B&O's heyday, which this is from. Weirdly, the matching components don't share the same moniker. For example, if you've got the Beogram 1500 turntable or the Beochord 1500 cassette deck, they don't share the same design theme. The front here looks entirely different on them. Again, there's crazy Danish. The Beomaster 1500 specifically offered 25 watts into 4 ohms, an AM/FM receiver, long wave, medium wave, FM, 2 sets of switchable loudspeaker outputs.
And this is the second.
Turn that off. The 1500 replaced the Beomaster 901, which itself was a long-running and successful model. The 1500 added more power, LED indicators to the tuning circuit, and a major attraction, the power amp section was directly coupled to the loudspeakers. This gives a reduced signal path and brings a cleaner sound. Most notably, the 1500 has a much better damping factor. A bit more detail about that power amp section, I think. The power amp module makes use of the Darlington amplifier circuit, which is effectively a compound structure. Each transistor is paired with another, so the current amplified by the first is further amplified by the second, forming a Darlington pair. These Darlington pairs can come packaged singly in transistor packages or as an array of devices, usually 8. In other words, integrated or separate devices. And a quick look at the transformer. Now that's huge. And I couldn't see what the rating for the capacitors is. They're made by Wicon, W-I-C-O-N. Yeah, I can't see the rating. A bit about the tuning circuit. It has the ST function, or silent tuning. That mutes the output if the signal reception is poor, so you don't get an awful lot of that nasty hissing between stations. The tuning circuit is notable. It has low distortion across the entire FM waveband and is very sensitive. It also employed all the latest advances at the time, including phase-locked loop stereo decoder, asymmetrical quadrature detector, etc. What does all that mean? A very good tuner section. It also has 4 presets, which I've played around with. And if ever an argument was made for older vintage equipment sounding better than some of the following equipment, this is it. The 1500 production stopped in 1980, and its position wasn't filled for some years. Eventually, the Beomaster 1700 came along, offered a similar package, but it used the older AC coupled amplifier format, which is arguably a step backwards. Doesn't sound quite as clean. So, to summarise, the 1500 is a good example of a Jacob Jensen designed receiver with a lot of the same technology as found across the range, including the very high-end Beomaster 4400. Okay, I think I'll box this up and give you a quick demo.